Awful lead, we see the immediate pivot into Shadow Bibarel, and out comes Meganium. Meganium, one of the thickest grass types in the format, but Bibarel about to put that bulk to the test. Welcome back to the channel. Holy, do we have a banger of a battle submission for one of my favourite battlers, the one and only Turbo T612. Despite being in the very final week of Season 21, we are taking a look at a double buff Pokemon you've probably not seen anywhere. That is Shadow Darumaka, running a full fire moveset. The two buff moves it's got access to are Fire Fang and Fire Punch. This very attack weighted glass cannon also has access to Flame Charge with 100% ability to vamp up its own attack. The undisputed star of the show is going to be Shadow Bibarel, a Pokemon that I've recently said I've really enjoyed using. I can't quite believe it's meta. However, Turbo T isn't running that Hyper Fang that you probably expect to see. We've got that Hail Mary Hyper Beam. A stab Shadow Hyper Beam from an attack weighted Pokemon has that ability to flip so many matchups Bibarel has no right in winning. Rounding today's Triple Shadow Glass Cannon team off is my favourite Pokemon currently, a Shadow Primeape. Give this Pokemon an inch and it will take a mile. The entire team is very attack weighted, but Bibarel has the lowest attack of all of them, but it's still got a higher attack than Glass Cannons you're used to seeing in the Great League, Pokemon like Feraligatr and Annihilate. I've yapped for far too long, so without any further ado, let's get into the battle. And in game one, Turbo T leads Darumaka into Fickersby. We see the immediate save switch into Shadow Bibarel, and out comes Primeape. Primeape, a very glassy boy. No need to beam, we can just fire off the surface. It should command a Protect Shield. The opponent respect absolutely nothing. The opponent then goes for a Rage Fist. Turbo T's like, absolutely fine with me. I sound like Callum on toast there, but you know the drill. We was able to take back switch. Back out comes Fickersby. Hyper Beam. Oh! You don't shield Primeape, the very glassy Pokemon, but you shield Fickersby. Go figure. I thought that was going to be our first beam, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. As Turbo was able to take back switch, he opts to realign, sending out Primeape. The opponent fired off back-to-back Scorching Sands. We shielded one and tanked the second. Out comes Mandibuzz. We landed the close combat, and here comes Darumaka. You can already see why I said this thing's very attack weighted. These Fire Fangs are tearing through Mandibuzz's usually never-ending HP. Darumaka gonna overfarm, fire off the Fire Punch, moving them from the field of play. Back out comes Diggersby. Unfortunately, they're able to farm down before we reach the Fire Punch. We're about to get quick attack farm down, and unfortunately, that game is not ending in victory. In the next battle, poor old Darumaka cannot catch a break as we lead into a Zoom roll. We see the save switch into Bibarel. The opponent opts to bait with an Ice Beam, and Bibarel holds strong, fires off the Hyper Beam. That's a neutral move. Oof. I thought a Zoom roll was supposed to be thick. Bibarel making that Hyper Beam look more like a Solar Beam. Unfortunately, we soft lose a Zero Shield scenario. But Turbo T just uses an opportunity to send out Primeape and get a running start. Out comes the Balloon Primeape, gonna fire off the Rage Fist. The opponent opt to shield the first one, which is something I certainly wouldn't recommend doing, as it comes 100% chance to vamp up your own attack, meaning subsequent ones would do more. Although as I say that, the opponent debuffs our attack with an Icy Wind, but Primeape able to vamp it straight back up again. The incredibly spammy Primeape already at the next Rage Fist, removing them from the field of play. Out comes Skeledirge. Once again, Darumaka finds itself in a pretty poor matchup. However, the opponent go for the bait, potentially giving us a wink on. Turbo T holds strong, fires off the Flame Charge. Flame Charge forces the opponent's final protection. The opponent looking for that Incinerate farm down. Darumaka holds strong, reaches the boosted Fire Punch. Let's go, and Fire Punch is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, this time we win lead. What is on my screen? Shiny Shadow Pinsir. What spice? The opponent opts to completely sack their lead, which must mean that ABA weak to fire, or at least so you'd think, but clearly they wasn't ABA weak to fire. They had Gallade and Gator in the back. Very, very strange opening matchup. We made the pivot into Bibarel, baiting out Gallade. The opponent farming up a boatload of energy, allowing Bibarel to fire off back-to-back surfs, and the opponent very quickly finds himself all shields down. I can already tell you, this battle is only ending one way. The opponent down both Protect Shields, do catch the Fire Punch onto Gator, but with two shielded Primeape, this thing is already signed, sealed and delivered. We're going to shield at the Hydro Cannon. Primeape going to farm up to the double Rage Fist. The first one will be moving Gator from the field of play, and when Gallade does return, it's very quickly about to meet the same fate. The opponent recognises we've got a move banked and they do concede the match. In the next battle, we see Thickersby in the lead. Turbo T once again looks to utilise Shadow Barrel on the say switch. The opponent continued to stay in. Turbo takes the initiative, fires off the surf, forcing us an early shield advantage. The opponent then opts to instant throw the Scorching Sands. Of course, they're using a 2-turn move quick attack. They should have thrown one quick attack and then the charge move, only giving us one free turn. Instead, we snuck a full free rollout. We're able to fire off the next surf. Despite the opponent's terrible fast move timing, they're able to quick attack farm down afterwards. We send out Darumaka. Darumaka actually able to survive a Scorching Sands, which I wasn't expecting. We now send out Primeape. Primeape going to go for the one shield. Full karate chop farm down, getting a very nice running start. Out comes a Azumarill. Primeape going to do its best impersonation of the former Nidoqueen. It used to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fang, but nowadays it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Fire off the Rage Fist and vamp up your own attack. Primeape really starting to roll through this opponent's team. Already getting bulky Azumarill down to around the third health. Turbo T invests the final Protect Shield, blocking up the Ice Beam, then farms up to the double Rage Fist. Down goes Azumarill. Out comes Ariados. I think we're like 3 or 4 stage boosted now. I've lost count of how many Rage Fists we've fired off. The opponent shields the next one. We're able to reach Rage Fist, probably about number 27 on the CMP tie. Getting them deep into the red. The opponent fire off the Trailblaze. Darumaka has hardly any HP, but one Fire Fang gets the job done, and we take that game. Darumaka cost Turbo T around 600,000 Stardust, and clearly it was the MVP there. I'm kidding. In the next battle, holy cow, we lose a lot of leads. We say switch into the barrel, and out comes Superior. We full send the Hyper Beam. Get that Superior off my screen. One shot, let's go. Back out comes Greninja. They fire off the Night Slash. We're able to hang on and even reach the departing Surf. The opponent petrified, put up that Protect Shield, and here comes Primeape. Oh my gosh, I need to TM myself over to Hyper Beam. Not that I've got any TMs, but if I did, I'd certainly need to run this Pokemon myself. It looks incredible. Despite Turbo T able to flip that mid-game matchup, we found a Core Breaker and former Meta Kingpin Gligar. The opponent go for the Aerial Ace bait. For those of you eagle-eyed viewers, this of course is in German and they actually call it Aero Arse. Very, very accurate. Turbo T fired off the Flame Charge on the CMP tie, undercharged, looking to get an energy lead, and that is the perfect play as the opponent sent back out Greninja. We Karate Chop farmed all the way down, Karate Chop farmed down Gligar, and took that game. Oh boy, yet another loss lead. We say switch into a barrel. The opponent opts to stay in, looking for some chip and dip action. Body Slam has been nerfed and is survivable. The opponent actually opts to go for the Aqua Tail. Why? I'm not sure. Out comes Dugong. Dugong. Oh! Holy crap. I can't believe we just flipped that match up. That was ridiculous. I've just woke up from night shift and I think Turbo T is trying to give me a heart attack with some of these battles. What is going on today? If you're listening on headphones, I apologise. There's going to be plenty of screaming today. The opponent's got that Kentucky Fried Chicken Bird of Death in the back. The opponent actually go for a fly, which probably means they don't have Flame Charge. If they had it, they'd probably be throwing it, looking to bump up their own attack. Turbo T shields up. Back-to-back flies. He's then going to farm up, fire off the Flame Charge on an attempted CMP tie. The opponent actually looked to take the extra Incinerate. Oh boy, this one isn't looking great for us. The opponent fire off the Brave Bird. Brave Bird easily removes us from the field of play. And despite yet another huge boom in the mid-game, we're not able to flip that match. In the next battle, we see that stupid brick wall. Out comes Meganium. Oh boy. Once again, we're full sending. Does this opponent respect the damage? Nope. Down goes Meganium. Yet another huge boom from Bibarel. Holy cow, this is ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, are we in like a time capsule? Why is this team Metachan, Meganium, Bastiodon? This is more like the meta you would have seen around probably season 6 to 10 or something, not in season 21. The opponent goes to the combo play into the stupid brick wall, and oh hello trainer, meet Primeape. We're actually going to go for the Rage Fist, and I think this is intentional, because even if the opponent call it, which they do, Primeape just going to go for the one shield, tap, 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 karate chop this stupid brick wall all the way down, leaving with double Rage Fist, and at this point, you know the drill, one to force the Protect Shield, and one to remove Metachan from the field of play. Sorry trainer, keep this team in the past. GG's, and thanks for playing. Even by my own standards, today's video is shambolic. I'm not entirely sure why people watch this. But I'll be honest, I have a lot of fun making this content. In the next battle, we see Marowak in the lead. Yet another awful matchup. We say switch into Shadow Bibarel. The opponent opts to stay in, so we're able to force ourselves an early shield advantage. Turbo T, gonna invest the Protect Shield, blocking up the Bone Club, and look to reach the next surf. The opponent plays the CMP tide. They do not win. A shout out the GOAT, a home slice Henry for that quote. The opponents very quickly found himself all shields down. Here comes Primeape. Primeape with an energy lead is just such a deadly Pokemon. Unfortunately for both me and Turbo, out comes Toxapex, one of the Pokemon that's pretty good at absorbing energy from Primeape. The first Rage Fist didn't do much. The second one does put them below half health. They're probably in Rage Fist / close combat range now, but Primeape's already run out of HP. Brian removes us from the field of play, and we're putting faith in Darumaka cleaning up. Darumaka going to be going for the one shield, full resisted, Fire Fang farm down. Oh, man. The opponent make a heads-up play, not giving us a huge energy lead. Send out Thickersby, and unfortunately, poor old Darumaka not going to have enough firepower to get through the remainder of the team, and we're going to take a heartbreaking loss. But GG's regardless. Heading into the next battle. Finally, Darumaka wins lead. We see the very annoying Marshmallow in the lead. Probably the most hated Pokemon in the Open Great League, or probably in the entire game if I'm honest. Out comes Shadow Hypno, another blast from the past. We fire off the Flame Charge, vamping up our attack. We look to commit to the Fire Punch, but recognise we're unable to get there. Shadow Barrel hits the field of play. We invest a Protect Shield, fearful of a Thunder Punch. I'll be honest, I have no idea what sort of elemental punch it is, but judging by the not very effective, I'm guessing Ice or Fire, certainly not Thunder. Bibarel overfarms, fires off the Surf, down goes Hypno. Bibarel has a small amount of energy, able to reach the Surf at the return of Wigglytuff. Surf forces the final protection, and we really needed the opponent to let that go. Primeape hits the field of play, and we are now dancing on a very fine line of defeat and victory. Can Turbo manage energy well enough to win this battle? Out comes Donphan. Donphan going to be straight in and straight out. Close combat, picks up the one shot. We reset our debuff, meaning we survive one charm, reach the next close combat. Perfect gameplay enables us to emerge victorious. Beautifully done. GG's. This is why I love Glassy Shadow teams. The battles are just so chaotic. In the next battle, we see another Dragonair. Who have you upset, Turbo? I've never seen so many lost leads. We make a very nice, what should be Aquatail catch onto a barrel. Again, very, very crisp, clean gameplay. The opponent rebanks some energy and then make the pivot into Charger Bug. We're very appreciative of the energy lead. The opponents played this near perfectly, to be honest. They're able to survive the Surf and outpace the X-Scissor before the second Surf's reach. Switch advantage has not been won, but Darumaka does get even more energy together. Back out comes Dragonair. We're going to fire off the Flame Charge, force the first Protect Shield, and we send out Primeape for 2-to-1 shield advantage. That advantage is very quickly given up as we invest the Protect Shield, blocking up the Aquatail, and out comes Poliwrath. We farms the close combat bait with the Rage Fist, forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. The Glassy Primeape not appreciating this counter damage. The opponent fire off the Icy Wind, lowering our attack, but Primeape still going to have enough in the tank to move Poliwrath from the field of play. Close combat, picks up the knockout, we reset our debuff, sending out Darumaka. Can we survive? The Dragon Breaths reach the Rage Fist. Heartbreakingly, we die as we receive the energy and take a very close, heartbreaking loss. If I was a betting man, I'd just predict every single time we're going to lose lead. Same old story. We see the save switch into the barrel. The opponent full send a superpower despite us being very low. Oh no, there's no shot. Hyper Beam! Oh no! Doesn't quite one-shot Tropius. This opponent running ABA Flyers. Clearly they've never heard of an Ice type. The ABA double weak to ice in fairness, as Dragon Flying and Grass Flying are double weak to ice. Out comes Skeledirge. The opponent opt to shield the first Rage Fist. If they double shield, oh boy, which they do. This is just going to cleanly one-shot Rage Fist. Double boosted removes them from the field of play. Despite the type disadvantage matchup, we're going to be able to send out Darumaka, go for the one shield, Fire Fang farm down, and we are going to be emerging victorious. However, the opponent gifted us the win by shielding the first Rage Fist. It is what it is. Heading into the next battle. Same old story. Yet another lost lead. Unfortunately, we can't Hyper Beam a Ghost, as that would be double resisted, so we're going to have to settle for a Surf. This is one of Bibarel's worst matchups. We're unable to reach the second Surf. The opponent can tank the damage, fully counter farm down, and leave with a whole heap of energy. Darumaka hits the field of play. The opponent fire off the Rage Fist. We're able to fire Fang Farm down before the next Rage Fist is reached, and we are looking to spam the switch. Out comes Gator. We pivot into Primeape, and Primeape needs to put the team on its back. When I received this battle submission from Turbo, he actually said Darumaka is the worst Pokemon he's ever used. Turbo, I completely feel you. I feel the same way about a Selgor. I still wake up with night terrors of just how bad that bloody thing was. Previously my worst ever Pokemon. I'm not sure if I can credit Electivire or Hariyama for that. But back in the days when we had level 40 Master League, not the Premier, with Legendaries I tried running a court of Electivire, paired up with Hariyama, and I went 4-21, ironically. A Selgor managed to outdo that, going 3-22. But either way, we've now got a league where Electivire should have some play in the Master League Premier Cup. If people want to see me run it, post it down below. We'll sack that Legend run off and put Electivire to work. I went off on a mad tangent there, but we were able to boom Dunsparce, picking up the dub in the next battle. We saw Dugong in the lead. We were able to catch the Icy Wind Turbo, correctly shields at the drill run. He's then going to fire off the Surf, removing Dugong from the field of play. We actually go for an undercharge, looking to get more farm. Another very nice play. Out comes Marowak. I think we're only reaching one move. I'd be tempted to YOLO the Hyper Beam, but regardless, Surf forced to protect shield. We actually bank the energy, go for the combo play into Darumaka. Fire Punch goes unshielded. That one Mud Slap did like 20% of our health. The opponent fire off the Bone Club, picking up the knockout. Turbo T sends out Primeape. The opponent pivot into Corsola. Can Primeape cheese its way through this matchup? I saw this one play out quite a lot of regionals. The regular variant has the bulk to get through this matchup, where the Shadow just takes too much Astonish damage. Although, hold up, the opponent shielded the second move, which they didn't need to do, potentially giving us a chance. We shield up the Nightshade, under tap, ensuring we don't receive the Astonish damage. Fire off the Rage Fist, removing them from the field of play. We get one further Karate Chop. The rollout doesn't knock out. The opponent Mud Slap farm us down, and we take a heartbreaking loss in the next battle. We win lead. The opponent say switches into Gligar. This is the second Gligar we've seen in today's showcase. Turbo T, of course, a legend ranked battler, playing probably a lower elo than he's used to playing at. Of course, we can probably credit this team for it. The pits are just wild. I think one of the reasons that I said I'm not sure if I want to make a legend push is when you play in the pits, you just don't know what you're going to see. It's just the Wild West down here. I've personally always found above veteran rank easier to climb, as teams kind of make sense and opponents kind of play optimally, so you can predict plays, like you can anticipate people looking for a good timing, etc. When you play below 2500, it is just a madness. We find ourselves in a rare scenario where Darumaka has a 1-0 shield advantage, and actually pretty advantageous into the remainder of the team. Out comes Dugong. We're able to fire off the Flame Charge. The Fire Fangs get them into the red health range. We're putting our hopes and dreams on Primeape for 1-0 shield advantage. Out comes Charger Bug. Charger Bug is going to need to double up, but Primape's pacing so incredibly quick. We can just shield this move up, tap that Rage Fist. Even the opponent's doubled up, which it looks like they are. Primeape with the higher attack is going to win in the charge attack priority. Rage Fist removes them from the field of play. Dugong temporarily enters the arena and the opponent concedes the match. GG's. In the next battle, we see Dugong in the lead position. I'm sure Turbo T is smiling ear to ear, thinking, finally my 600,000 Stardust investment was able to win a lead. We're not only able to do that, we're able to make the catch and the sneak. We say switch into a barrel, baiting out Annihilate. Very nice to bait this thing out, as Primeape, of course, won't appreciate the counter damage. That would be double resisted. We was able to land the Surf. Darumaka hits the field of play. Turbo T could have won the charge attack priority, but it looks like he's going to go for the one shield. Fire Fang farm down and look to use his energy, hopefully more usefully in the back. The opponent sends out Thickersby. We fire off the Flame Charge. We're now boosted. This Fire Punch needs to command a Protect Shield, and it does. Oh baby, this opponent in dire straits. They don't know it yet. The ABA week to fight in, and we've got the very attack weighted Primeape. The opponent pivot back out into Dugong, putting the final nail in their own coffin. We short the Icy Wind, Karate Chop farm all the way down, leaving with the double CC. The opponent can shield the first, but their only win con essentially is us baiting for no reason whatsoever. We nuke them through the Protect Shield and take that game. In the next battle, normal service has resumed with us losing lead. We see Greninja. The opponent stay in, looking for some chip and dip action. I actually commented on Callum's video yesterday. People saying a resisted, well actually Callum said, as well as Henry used to say, a resisted Hydro Cannon does more than a neutral Night Slash. It actually is incorrect. They do exactly the same amount of damage when there's one stage of typing effectiveness. The more you know, eh? Feel free to fact check me on PV Poke. We was able to land the Hyper Beam on the outcoming Azumarill. That set up a huge farm down for Primeape. The opponent sent out Skarmory, yet another blast from the past. Turbo T just going Rage Fist after Rage Fist. Skarmory still on our screen. The double boosted close combat, of course, easily going to knock out. Back out comes Greninja. We recognise we're going to get very close to being Water Shriek and farm down. Send out Darumaka. We instead resisted, Fire Fang farm them down and take that game. In the next battle, we see the channel mascot Drapion in the lead. I miss the days when Drapion was a spice pick and my personal mascot. Whereas nowadays, especially at higher elo, and especially in play Pokemon tournaments, is on like every single team. Turbo T was able to catch the Aqua Tail onto Bibarel. The opponent then sent out Azumarill. We tanked the play rough, full send the Hyper Beam once again. Absolutely ridiculous damage. I just can't believe how much that neutral move does. We send out Primeape. Primeape opts to fire off the Rage Fist. Rage Fist forces the opponent's first Protect Shield. They want to force a shield back, but that's more than fine for us as we are going to leave boosted. Out comes Corsola. We're already one stage boosted. This boosted Rage Fist does half their health. The opponent throws on alignment. We say thank you very much for the free Karate Chop. We shield at the Nightshade, throw one Karate Chop and the next Rage Fist. Where does the opponent want to burn that final Protect Shield? They opt to do it here. We don't reach the next one. Oh, that's rough. We send out Darumaka. We opt to fire the Fire Punch, not wanting to risk tanking a Power Gem. Fire Punch picks up the knockout, back out comes Drapion. We recognise the opponent would be able to outpace to the Aqua Tail, and unfortunately we concede the match. In the next battle, we see the Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death in the lead. We say switch into a barrel, and I'm absolutely bamboozled why the opponents opting to stay in. Just the rollout damage did half the health, and then shield up the Surf and send out Clodsire. Clodsire also doesn't appreciate the Surf damage. Turbo T gonna shield up the Sludge Bomb. They're then gonna throw the correct 3 rollouts and the next Surf. Of course, using a 3-turn move into a 2-turn move, it is nice and simple, just throwing an odd number. Surf force the opponent's final protection with NC Turbo, catch the Sludge Bomb onto Darumaka, saving Bibarel for potentially the end game. Out comes Dunsparce. We fire off the Flame Charge rocks Dunsparce deep into the red. We send out Bibarel. Bibarel has pretty much carried the team, but Turbo T says, don't worry buddy, it's Primeape's time to shine. Primeape comes in, tanks the drill run, looks for that Karate Chop farm down, which we're able to get. The opponent still has Clodsire and Talonflame. Talonflame re-enters the arena. The opponent still doesn't opt to throw a charge move. It looks like they're committing to fast moves. Are they able to fast move? Beat us down? No, they're not. We reach the close combat, give them that bad manners, and take that game. Judging by the huge amount of lag, the opponent forced closed their app, but regardless, the outcome remains the same with Turbo T chalking up another dub. Heading into the next battle, we see Annihilate in the lead. Somewhat of a type neutral matchup, although the opponent is able to outpace to the Rage Fist, and the counters are doing more than our Fire Fangs. We're actually about the same, to be honest. However, that is very quickly going to change. The opponent vamps up their attack, we vamp up our own. Annihilate able to farm down in the one shield scenario. We send up a barrel. The opponent go for the double resisted Rage Fist. We're able to roll out farm down and not take too much counter damage. Azumarill now hits the field of play, and you already know we are going to YOLO that beam. This is 2 times speed, but yeah, I was going to say that's only 5 bubbles, which can only be an ice beam, which is an easy tank for us. We fire off the Hyper Beam. I can't believe the opponent shielded. Boo, Mr. Opponent. We bank the Surf, make the pivot into Primeape. Primeape fires off the Rage Fist, vamping up his own attack. The opponent stays in, looking to force our final protection on Turbo T, more than happy to oblige. We then go straight for the next Rage Fist, making sure Azumarill's still on our screen. The opponent continues to stay in, they get Karate Chop farm down, out comes Charger Bug. Close combat is resisted, but we'll do more than a Rage Fist. Close combat nearly picks up the one shot. I was going to say we got the Surf Bank, but who needs it? Not Primeape, we're resisted. Karate Chop farm down and take that game. In the next battle, we see Corsola in the lead. We'd much rather Bibarel was on it. This isn't the worst matchup for us, to be honest. We're going to fire off the Fire Punch. Fire Punch does some decent damage to one of the thickest mon in the format. We see the instant no shield deployed. The opponent remove us from the field of play, but this is going to set up a very nice opportunity for Bibarel to come in, Overfarm ever so slightly, picking up the knockout. Bibarel leaves with residual energy. Out comes Primeape. Again, we go for the correct free rollout and the Surf. Surf forced to protect shield. The opponent is still going to need to full send a close combat to knockout. Trainer, I promise Rage Fist will not get the job done. The opponent get greedy. Fire off the Rage Fist. Bibarel holds strong. Reaches the next Surf. Surf almost picks up the knockout. I'm actually looking top right. Actually does pick up the knockout. Out comes Greninja, we show him Primeape, and the opponent runs for the hills. GG's. In the next battle, we see the annoying Marshmallow in the lead. Come on, Turbo, you cannot lose to this very annoying pest. The opponent opts to stay in. We're more than happy with that scenario, but it looks like we actually are going to lose the Zero Shield matchup, as I'm anticipating Swift knocking us out. No! Darumaka says, put some respect on my name. Who would have thought a 600,000 Stardust Shadow Fire type is able to beat a Charmer in the Zero Shield matchup? What a madness. Out comes Corviknight, which is essentially the reason the opponent was having to stay in, as they are ABA weak to fire. Turbo T sent out Bibarel, landed the Surf and make the pivot into Primeape, and out comes Marowak. In the 2-shield matchup, I think we're just going to get fully fast move beat down. Or perhaps not. Come on, Primeape. In Primeape, I believe. The opponent shields both Rage Fist. Nope, I did believe. But the opponent able to fully mud slap farm us down. We did force both protections. Fire off the Surf. Surf picks up the knockout. Can we survive the sand attack? Unfortunately, we cannot. The top meta team beats the spicy team, and we're going to take a heartbreaking loss. In the next battle, we see Clodsire in the lead. A type advantage very much with the opponent, but Poison Things only hit for neutral, as of course Mudshot has been reworked. We're going to shield up the Stone Edge, fire off the Flame Charge, goes unshielded, and of course vamps up our own attack. We then farm up, make a savage Stone Edge catch onto Primeape. Stone Edge doesn't do too much, and out comes the balloon. I've seen a lot of people saying Rage Fist needs to be nerfed next season. However, I don't think so, to be honest. Let's look at this matchup, for example. Primeape and Annihilate, in fairness, are both so insanely glassy. They're not only weak to stuff like flying, psychic, fairy, etc. They're weak to anything that applies any fast move pressure whatsoever. We will just witness that scenario play out, as Primeape very quickly got deleted by the Astonishers. We sent up a barrel, unfortunately. Despite firing off the Surf on the CMP side, we still get debuffed. The opponent not wanting to give us any free energy, send out more Pekko. We're able to force the final protection with the Fire Punch. Come on, Bibarel, you might be low, but in Bibarel, I believe. Bibarel re-enters the arena, goes straight for the Surf. Surf will be removing more Pekko from the field of play. Back out comes Clodsire. Clodsire unable to reach a charge move. They get resisted. Rollout farm down, and the opponent concedes the match. GG's. In the next battle, we see Shadow Draper on the lead. Last time we lost to this lead, and Turbo T looking for some redemption. We're off to a good start, catching the Aqua Tail onto Bibarel. The opponent opts to stay in, looking to force a Protect Shield, firing off the Crunch. We're going to oblige, putting up that Protect Shield, correctly shielding up the Crunch. We then throw 3 rollouts and the Surf, maximising our energy. Should the opponent wish to let it go, the opponent end up shielding. We're doubled up. Bibarel wins the charge attack priority, and just like that, the opponent finds himself with no shields to hide behind. Crunch picks up the knockout. We send back out Darumaka. Darumaka able to Fire Fang farm down. Out comes Azumarill, we see the pivot into Primeape, and out comes Corsola. If the opponent's got a traded IV, Corsola, they're able to survive a back-to-back Rage Fist, but this one doesn't look particularly good. If this Rage Fist knocks out, which it does, Primeape is off to the races. Back out comes Azumarill, and you can tell by the excitement in my voice, this one is going to be victory. The opponent has no shields to hide behind. Turbo T more than happy to shield up whatever they throw. He's going to fire off the resisted close combat. We've got a move banked on Darumaka as well. Close combat actually picks up the knockout, and we take that game. What a way to end the video, with us getting some very nice redemption. Wow. Turbo T, it's been a hot minute since I shoutcast your body, and as always, you sir do not disappoint. That was incredible and so much fun. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to my battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thanks to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.